Hi, everybody. This is Sean Leach from the Karaite Jews of America. It is just after Shabbat, so Saturday night, October 28th. The sun has set here, so Shavua Tov, everybody. I hope everybody's doing great. The reason I'm coming to you today is two reasons. The first thing I want to say is thank you to everybody who contributed to our Israel Emergency Fund. We tried to raise $10,000. We exceeded that goal in the first 7 minutes of the video going live. And when it's all said and done, we raised something well over $40,000, maybe even close to $50,000. So thank you very much. The second reason I want to talk to you tonight is because I want to reflect upon the events of last weekend at the synagogue. It was an absolutely beautiful scene as the Karaite Jews of America dedicated a new Torah scroll to our community. This Torah scroll is very different. This Torah scroll has vowels in it and Tamei Mikra, so it has all the things that you're, quotes, not supposed to have in a Torah scroll. But it's absolutely gorgeous. This has been years and years and years in the making. Now, before some people mention, oh, well, this scroll isn't kosher or not kosher or whatever, I want to remind everybody two things. One, the original Hebrew script for the Hebrew language was in something called Paleo Hebrew, or which we don't call it anymore, but Paleo Hebrew, which is not our current script that our Torah scrolls are in, that anyone's Torah scrolls are in. The language has changed with the times, and I see no real reason why you can't have vowels and Tamei Mikra in a Torah scroll. The other things I want to say is that years and years ago, Hacham Moshe Feruz, the then chief Hacham of the Karaite community in Israel, he said that he did some investigation on this matter, and he believed that the Yemenite community of Israel had three Torah scrolls that had vowels in it. So the Yemenite rabbinite community in Israel had three Torah scrolls with vowels. The last thing I want to say about this, and the traditional Karaite view, whether it's right or wrong, it doesn't matter. The traditional Karaite view is that the Torah was given with its vowels. And so if the Torah is given its vowels, the Torah scroll should have vowels as well. I know not everybody ascribes to that, so just letting you know that's one of the traditional views. So anyway, this Torah scroll is beautiful. We did a launch for this years ago, and so I'm super excited that we're able to dedicate the community, this scroll to the community. It's really beautiful. And you could see some images of it right here. I also want to thank David and Mary Ellen for putting together an amazingly beautiful weekend and the months and months and months of hard work that went into this. Sami Ibrahim flew in from Egypt. He's one of our key partners in Egypt. He's been influential and instrumental in preserving the Jewish heritage of Egypt. We had three members from our community come in from Israel: Maor Dabach, who works for our community, Avi Yefet, who also works for our community, and Eli El-Tahan, who is the president of the community in Israel. All three of them came in, and we were very lucky to hear from them about the community in Israel and how things are going. So that was really beautiful. On a personal note, there were some highlights that I thought were really awesome. Those of you who were there for the synagogue reopening years ago had the pleasure of hearing this, and those of you who were here for the first time this weekend got to hear James Walker, Hazan Yaakov Walker, lead Friday night services, and his Hazanut, his cantorship, is some of the most profound and most beautiful cantorship I've ever heard. And what's interesting about it, I asked him about it, I guess when the synagogue reopened years and years ago, and I said, James, like, how did you get so good at this? And he said, Sean, if the prayers are just words on a piece of paper, then my eyes can get lost. But if it's impressed upon my heart, then there's no way to get lost. His melody is really rich and wonderful. Also, we had several other people that came. I also want to throw a shout out to Travis Wheeler, who came. He is the only person actively practicing Egyptian Karaite Shechita, Egyptian Karaite slaughter in the United States. So thank you, Travis, for everything you're doing, especially for making sure that we have kosher Passover meats around the holiday season. That's awesome. We also had somebody who converted to Judaism through the Karaite movement on Friday night. You know, I've been involved in conversions to Judaism since 2007. And in every conversion, we ask some version of the question, you know, if they really want to join this persecuted people, right? Like, and frankly, like for most years and maybe all this time, I took it for granted that this is a persecuted people. When you grow up Jewish, you kind of have that within you, but you know, we ask people. This time when I asked, you know, do you understand that you're joining a persecuted people and you're going to stand with those people? I started crying. I mean, it was really hard for me because here's somebody whose conviction was so strong, he was willing to stand up and say, yes, I am a Jew. I understand that this is a persecuted people and I still want to join. I'm going to take the Ruthic vow. Your God shall be my God, your people shall be my people. Wherever you go, I shall go, right? Maybe not in that order. I'm just chatting here. So that was that. The other thing I want to say, and you'll see, by the way, you can see a lot of pictures here from the weekend as I'm talking. The other thing I want to say is, I don't know if I said this earlier, but the Jewish News of Northern California was here. The Jewish News of Northern California was here and did a really beautiful story about this. And they put some photos on their Instagram page. So thank you very much for being here and spreading awareness. I mean, you know, one of my personal best moments of this weekend was when I was leading a song on Erev Shabbat, Friday night, with my son playing the tabla and my daughter playing the tambourine. And it was really, really beautiful. And everybody was singing along. Oh, by the way, you see my oud in the background. I had actually planned to play the oud on Friday night, but I didn't quite get it together. So I'll figure that out at some point. By the way, this book also has some songs for Havdalah. So those of you who have it already, you can go and sing some Havdalah songs. My favorite one is on page 75, Malei Olam. I'll sing that verse for you too, just because it is Havdalah time. Malei olam kevod yofi, gedulat el yezamer pi, yotzei Shabbat orchim tefillah, gam boker ve'amerev. So anyway, for everybody out there, Shavua Tov, may God bless you and keep you. Thank you to everybody who came to this weekend. Special again, thanks to David and Mary Ellen who put on a spectacular weekend. Thank you for all of our distinguished guests who flew in, and thank you for everybody for supporting Karaites and our causes. God bless you all. Bye-bye.